Good afternoon, students. Students, are you hearing my voice?
సార్ వస్తుంది సార్.
Okay. Right. So in the
3 సంవత్సరాలు చదవాలి, సంవత్సరాలు ఇంటర్న్షిప్ చేయాలి. అట్లా సంవత్సరంన్నర పెద్ద హాస్పిటల్లో పడేస్తారు మన టీమ్స్ కానీ
right. So in the last class, we had things regarding the history and its relation with other social sciences, and we already have how the history's relation with political science and relation with economics and relation with certain constitutional studies and diplomatic studies are like that. Okay, so as a part of the historiography, as a part of first module of historiography and historical method, we completed things one by one, and history, its nature, and scope, and aims and objectives. Likewise, we are completing one by one regarding to the order of concepts. Okay, so as a part of that, in the last class we had some discussion over this history, its relation with other social sciences, and we completed up to history relation with other subjects like the political science and economics, diplomatic studies, and constitutional studies are like that. Okay, so and today I will give you the remaining things: history relation with the sociology, relation with anthropology, and relation with the geography and other subjects. And before going to that, I have to give you the things regarding the importance of history as a part of social science. Okay, so how we consider history as a part of social science, and how we can read history as a part of social science. Okay, so after completion of this section, I will again continue the history relation with other social sciences. Okay, so before going to that, I have to share my screen and then continue my lecture. In some time. because the process is slow. Correct. Students are getting screen now.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So first of all, I will give you the importance of history as a part of social science, and then I will continue history in relation with other subjects. And because I have to be you before that, but I forget to explain in the last class. Okay, so I will continue this today. And first of all, why should we study history as a part of social science? Okay, so social science curriculum at any level, okay, elementary or secondary or higher level. Okay, so this question has several answers. Okay, so before going to certain discussions on this query, we should take some of the view of concern of social science at macro level. Okay, so as you know that social science deals with study of the society and human relationships like that. So its study, while on one hand helps in the desired knowledge and understanding of the society and human relationship, and it also, on the other hand, fulfills the responsibility of preparing the youngsters for contributing towards the progress and well-being of their society and nation. And as a educator in the field of history, as a part of social science, we want our historians, young historians or students to pursue the complexity of the social, economic, and political problems. Okay, so we want them to have the ability to differentiate between what is important and what is not important. And the knowledge provided by the disciplines in social science enables the historians or students to appreciate how ideas, events, and individuals have intersected to produce change over time, as well as to recognize the conditions and the forces that maintain continuity within human societies. Okay, so if this is the concerns of social science, now how does the teaching of historical happenings contribute to studying the human society and its relationship? And first of all, the world has become a small place due to scientific and technological revolutions which taking place in the 21st century. And for peaceful living and sustenance of human being on earth, there is a need for mutual goodwill and understanding among the big and small nations across the globe. Okay, so therefore, there is a common desire among peoples to know how other better. In this respect, the study of history fulfills the particular need. Okay, so the particular their need. And secondly, it is logical to treat history a temporarily canvas against which the facts learned in other subjects can be arranged. And science and mathematics are learned in other subjects from history in the mind of a particular student. Yet a well-planned syllabus of history can help to set scientific discoveries and the invention of mathematical techniques in the historical perspective. Okay, so for example, the stories of transport and communication of goods and machines of food and medicines make it possible for the student to have more broad understanding of science and mathematics here. Okay, so likewise, it gives you a lot of things from the history about the other subjects and other advancements or other innovations or any new ideological influence has taken place. And thirdly, the teaching of history develops ethical values. Okay, so as a part of aims and objectives, we already have certain aims and objectives by going through the history. Okay, so as a part of the as a part of aims and objectives, we have to read history following certain ethical values, which you have to inculcate those ethical values in the minds of the new learners. Okay, so it inculcate the young minds the moral laws of right and wrong, what is right and what is wrong. Because while with reading the history, with following the history, you will get the things which happened in the past, and by following those facts or the truth or witness which taking place in the past, you can assume that what is wrong and what is right, and you can follow the things based on the past taking place in the past. You can have the way or you can follow the right way in the future. Okay, so and it fosters the patriotism in the minds of students, and they would feel a sense of pride by acknowledge our rich cultural heritage and glory of the past, and which would instill in them a sense of love for motherland. Okay, so and finally, the teaching of history can generate in students the interest of studying the deeds of great men, and this interest help them study the lives of great men and women. And with this study, their feelings are directed towards the higher ideals and values. And teaching of history helps our children understand how people in other times and places have grappled with fundamental questions of truth, justice, and personal responsibility, and ponder over how we deal with the same issues today. And by studying the humanities and examining the ideas of great things, religions and principles, philosophies, traditions, our student will reflect on the various ways that people have struggled throughout the time and ethical issues. And based on such reflections, they will consider what sequences are for us today. And the study as a part of social science, it helps our students, children, or new learners in gaining power of memory, imagination, and reasoning also. Okay, so these are certain things you will get through the history. You going through history as a part of social science. Okay, so as a part of social science, we already have some things in the yesterday's class. We already have the things regarding history and history relation with political science and history, its relation with constitutional studies, and its relation with history and diplomatic studies. And we already covered the things history, its relation with economics are like that. Okay, so today we'll start with history, its relation with social science. Okay, so as a part of social science, as a part of social science, history maintained its great relation with sociology, and you cannot deviate the sociology with history and history with sociology, because every the things regarding society you have to be read in the part of history. Okay, so history is one of the sociology is one of the concept where you definitely know about the history of the society and the history of the traditions and ethics and rituals and various occasions and societal behavior and the man's behavior or attitude. Okay, so all things you comes under the sociology, and while moving with the sociology, you definitely have the things of such the historical history over those things. And history and sociology are intimately related, and a number of sociologists like Auguste Comte are also important figure in the development of historical studies. And Karl Marx was also a great historian and a sociologist. Both history and sociology are concerned with the study of man in society and differed only with regard to their approach. And in recent years, it has realized that a fruitful interaction between the two disciplines was possible possible as Emile and Max Weber acknowledged the initial dependence of sociology upon history. And although history too benefit from the synthesis produced by the sociologists, and sociologists exercised a profound influence on the study of history by developing certain narrow areas of human activity, and they adopted the sapling techniques and developed their tools with a view to minimize the subjective element. In brief, sociology is helping histories to study social dynamics, which is a study not of society at rest but constantly in social change and development. Social processes and social causation are giving a new perspective to the history. And India too, our historians are now giving increasing attention to the social history. Okay, so as a part of sociology, you definitely get certain things, particularly from the sociology, is nothing but the ethics and values are like that. Okay, so when you see the history, its relation with the ethics and values, and history and ethics have a close relationship. And although a true historian is not expected to pass distinct and sensitive judgments on the historical incidents and characters, yet he must know about the ethical principle of the time, which influenced the conduct of the people in the past and probably in the past, and there was not reliable ethical science, and much of followed were merely a reflection of the partial and complexes of different writers. And in recent times, an attempt has been made to evolve an ethical theory on the basis of biology, psychology, and sociology by the scholars like Stephen and Davy, etc. And a science of conduct has been evolved. A historian must understand and master the science of ethics to have wider perspective of the issues are like that. Okay, so and sociology deals with the institutions and problems dealing with man and society, customs, manners, habit, food, dress, amusement, what not, everything which related to a man, you definitely read as a part of sociology. Okay, so and sociology needs history as much as history needs sociology in order to describe social behavior patterns. And sociology is helping history to study social factors, which is a study not of society at rest, but constantly in social change and development. Okay, so such things you will get with the history and relation with social sciences. Sorry, relation with sociology. And when you see history relation with geography, and the universally it is accepted that history and geography have very close ties. Okay, so in fact, it would be practically impossible to study certain branches of history without rudimentary knowledge of geography. Nothing but the diplomatic or military history cannot be followed without necessary geographical knowledge of the region. And geography is one of the eyes of history, and other eye being chronology. Okay, so time and space factors give history its corrective perspective. Okay, so according to Professor Michelet, was of the opinion that history was in essence found upon geography. He says without a geographical basis, the makers of history seeks to be working. Okay, so German philosopher Kant said geography lies at the basis of history, and history is geography set in motion. And there are other like American geographers like Worth Huntington and Alan Campbell, who emphasize the importance of climate as having crucial influence on the course of history as well as one race, a temperament. And it is fact that many geographical factors such as climate, social and river systems and mountains, seas, coastline and mineral resources aided the development of river in valley. And cultures as in early Egypt, like Mesopotamia, Egypt, and Indus Valley and Chinese civilization. Okay, so Herodotus, the early Greek historian, describes that Egypt is the gift of Nile. Okay, so even Aristotle and Montesquieu have emphasized the influence of climate on man. Okay, so the physical formation of the country, such as Britain, Japan, and Greece with broken coastlines, had a very powerful impact on its history. And this facilitated their naval strength and empire building activities. And similarly, the Himalayas and certain forests of Assam have acted as barriers against the invasions from north and eastern part of India. And the Himalayas and the Gobi and the Mongolian deserts were responsible for the isolation of China. And the geographical discoveries of America and new route to India determined the characters of world history since the Renaissance. Okay, so geography also plays an important role in the national character formation and influence the human behavior. As we know that climate of a country greatly affected the civilization of a country, and the knowledge of geographical is very essential for historians, and it would be wise to accept the limited interpretation of geographical influence on man's conduct or on history. Okay, so history and geography bear a close relationship to each other, and time and space factors give history its correct perspectives, and you cannot deviate the geography and history. Okay, so you cannot see geography without history, and history without geography. Okay, so history and geography are the both eyes of a, a territory. Okay, so because without these you cannot see the things regarding a particular territory or a particular nation or a particular area or world. Okay, so and apart from that, there are other things to be discussed, where history and its relation with the psychology. Okay, so I will end up my lecture giving one or two things: history relation with psychology, and history relation with literature, and history relation with anthropology. Okay, so I will end up within 10 minutes. Okay, so before going to history relation with literature and anthropology, and I will give you some things regarding history its relation with psychology. Okay, so history and psychology are closely linked. A historian must have to show some psychological insights while making an analysis of the motive and the actions of man and societies. And historian work would be mere fiction unless he uses the discoveries of modern psychology, and the personal life and environment of historian has a direct bearing in his decision, and often import a bias to his account and renders the such decide a objectivity impossible. And the impact of psychology on history is evident from the fact that in the past, historian inquired primarily into the origins of war and ignored the result of war. And as a result of the influence of psychology, historians have undertaken the study of the results and impacts of war. An understanding of the group psychology can enable a historian to determine the whole masses in the various revolutions, such as a gigantic patriotism has been described as the cause of certain wars, but historian can discuss this cause with the help of social psychology. Okay, so the social psychology had a great relation with history, where you can see the human behavior, particularly by going through the social psychology. And next one is the history, its relation with the literature. And history and the literature are closely interrelated. You cannot deviate from this history from the literature. And history is the record of life, and literature is the reflection of life. Okay, so history is a record of life, and literature is the reflection of life. And the main theme of both history and literature is man in there is literature is man in society. Okay, so because history is having the much relation with literature, because you cannot have the history without literature. Okay, so without the review of a literature, without the source of a literature. Okay, so while moving any history of a region, history of a nation, or history of world, first of all, you have to go through with certain source. Okay, so source in the form of literary source. Okay, so the literary source is nothing but a literature. Okay, so while moving with review of literature, while moving with the source of literature, you have to know and you have to get the things regarding the region, or regarding a territory, or regarding a nation, or regarding a universe. Okay, so without knowing the literature, you cannot see the history of particular thing. Okay, so the main theme of both history and literature is a man in the society, because they are so the literature, which is a primary or secondary, and you can definitely depend on a particular source. And the travel and considered history as a branch of literature. Okay, so because you cannot deviate both the literature and history, and historical novels have popularized history and added a new dimension to historical understanding. Okay, so and Victor Hugo and Tolstoy are eminent historical novelists. Okay, so where by following such literature in the sense, particularly it's about the human related things, particularly the human behavior, and the literature related to the human activities. Okay, so which totally not totally gives, but the majority of the things maybe gives you about the human, and the things you can also see as a part of history. Okay, so the recent historical novel in the City of Gold and Silver by Kenji, sorry, uh, Kenji have been a very successful attempt in this directions. Okay, not only that, you see the number of works which belongs to various writers like Shakespeare and Leo Tolstoy, even issue as the literature as a part of English. And the literature, you see each and every language. Okay, it's a native or foreign, every literature, every language has its own literature, and according to the literature you get the things regarding the history. Okay, so and then we'll move to history relation with anthropology. Okay, so the anthropological study or the ethnographical study is one of the great thing which comes under the history. Okay, so as a part of history, you definitely go with the anthropological study, and you definitely go with the ethnographical study, and both gives you about the human. Okay, so and the activities which followed by human being in the past, you definitely see these things as a part of anthropology, and anthropology and history had the great relation, and anthropology is a one of the part among the archaeology. Okay, so the traditional archaeology, you see modern archaeology, and the anthropology is a one and the part and parcel of the archaeology, and you cannot see or you cannot differentiate history with archaeology. Okay, so archaeology is totally about the archaeological evidences, and it gives you a number of artifacts and remains and monuments, which gives you a lot of things about particularly history which happened in the past. Okay, so without archaeology you cannot see history. Likewise, the anthropology also like that. Anthropology is a part and parcel of archaeology, and the anthropology had that such relation with the history. Okay, so anthropology is a study of human objects and societies and cultures, and anthropology classified into biological anthropology, cultural anthropology, linguistic anthropology. Every concept of anthropology which related to the history. And these studies assist the historical research to see the events scientifically. Each branch of these studies widens the scope of understanding the history. Okay, so dear students, this is about the history, its relation with other social sciences, subjects of other social sciences. Okay, so and history you cannot see without other social sciences, and you cannot see other subjects of other social sciences without the history. Okay, so such a great relation between these social sciences, not only the social sciences, and history has relation with other sciences and arts, humanities also. Okay, so this is end of my class today, and students, regarding this concept, regarding the history relation with other social sciences, you have any clarification or doubts, now you are welcome to ask. ఏమన్నా డౌట్ ఉంటే మీరు షేర్ చేసుకోవచ్చు, ఏమన్నా మీరు చెప్పాలనుకున్నా యాడ్ చేయాలనుకున్నా కూడా మీరు చెప్పవచ్చు. స్టూడెంట్స్ వినిపిస్తుందా? Students, are you hearing?
Sir.
Okay, so దీనికి సంబంధించి ఏమైనా డౌట్స్ కానీ క్లారిఫికేషన్స్ కానీ ఉన్నాయా?
ఏం లేదు సార్.
ఏం లేదా? Okay, right. Okay, thank you. Ending my class, and one more thing I have to give you, and as a part of our timetable, one slight modification we are going to make today. That on Monday and Friday, you have Arshankar sir class at 10 o'clock, I think. Okay, right?
Sir, I will see, sir. Confirm.
అదే హరిశంకర్ సార్ క్లాసు మీకు 10 o'clock ఉంది, మండే అండ్ ఫ్రైడే. ఓకే. సో అది యూజీకి కొంచెం క్లాష్ అవుతుంది కాబట్టి అది హరిశంకర్ సార్ క్లాసెస్ 9 o'clock వస్తాయి. నాగేశ్వర్ సార్ మీకు 10 o'clock తీసుకుంటారు. ఓకే.
ఓకే సార్.
Okay, right. So thank you, students. I am ending my class now. You have any doubts or clarification? You want any study material regarding particular subject or concept? You ask the teachers to provide. Okay.
ఓకే సార్.